This may look and sound like a typical workshop, but make no mistake, it's not. This is where Paul Lockhart brings pieces of metal to life. He turns them into sculptures and then sells them. His work is inspired by life on the Chesapeake Bay.
It's something they can relate to as a piece of nature that's around them that they might like in their home or outside.
Lockhart has been making these sculptures for the past 23 years. He manipulates the metal with various tools, and the end result is an impressive and rare piece of art. And in order for the metal to be shaped or formed, it first has to be heated up to 2,200 degrees.
The length of time on a piece varies, obviously, on the size, and I do things as simple as candle holders up to large sculptures like the one in Ocean City.
And the piece he's talking about is the White Marlin sculpture. It was put up in 2002 and greets visitors as they come into Ocean City. For the next 2 months, Lockhart's work will be up for sale at the Joie de Vivre Gallery in Cambridge. Owner Joy Staniforth says the pieces have become popular.
People love Paul's work. They absolutely do, and they come back time and time again.
Lockhart says some of the sculptures he's made have been bought by people all over the U.S., even in Europe and Japan. Reporting from the Midshore, Brian Spiros, WBOC News, Rhodesdale. Over the next 9 months, people here on Tillman Island will be growing baby oysters right in their very own backyards, and when all is said and done, those oysters will serve a big purpose. It's the sound they've been waiting for, baby oysters being placed inside their cages.
This is a great project for Phillips Wharf Environmental Center. It's getting us involved in the community.
Carol McCullough is at the center of launching a new program called Tillman Islanders Grow Oysters. People who live in the area have requested a certain number of cages to hang off a dock in their yard. Those cages have baby oysters inside of them. The plan is for them to be raised until they're adults, then place them on an oyster sanctuary in nearby Harris Creek sometime next spring.
And then they can grow up and be mommy and daddy oysters and make more.
So far, 183 cages have been requested. Today, the cages and the baby oysters arrived from Horn Point to be given to homeowners.
I'm interested in it and I want to find out more about it, and therefore I've taken on 8 cages.
And the work is minimal. Phillips Wharf Environmental Center asks that every 2 weeks the cages be pulled out of the water so all the silt that's formed can be shaken off.
Just that little effort, you're kind of adding towards like the bigger picture and hopefully helping the bay out.
Anyone still wanting to take part in growing oysters can contact the Phillips Wharf Environmental Center. Reporting from the Midshore, Brian Spiros, WBOC News, Tillman Island. Natural Resources Police were out today, keeping tabs on everyone out on the water. They're making sure no one is catching something they're not supposed to in an area that's off limits.
We use and employ a variety of methods, surveillance, normal patrol by vessel, by air, in an effort to apprehend the violators.
Sergeant Art Windemuth is with the Natural Resources Police. He says the round-the-clock operation is geared towards protecting the natural resources in the bay and surrounding waterways in Maryland.
The resources, whether it be crabs, fish, ducks, or geese, belong to everybody. And our goal is to make sure it's there for future generations.
As we scoured the water today, we came upon several boats. An officer climbed on board each to make sure watermen were complying with rules and regulations. Daniel Webster was one of those watermen. He had no issues on his boat, but says poachers are ruining it for everyone.
We all get blamed for it. It's just like the bank robbers. There's only 1 or 2 bank robbers. Everybody's not a bank robber. That's what we're trying to get the point across.
Officials say poaching out on the water has not increased over the years. Instead, it's remained constant and will continue to be a problem.
It's been around for 150 years, and it'll probably be around for the next 150 years.